Hello, everybody, or nobody. This is Nate. Nate Flies. We're going to do that. Spokane to Las Vegas, from rain to sun, and see a little bit of the American West in a FedEx, and testing Rolls Royce. So I will be ready in about 5 or 10 minutes. Enjoy King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Hello once again. This is Nate. This is my YouTube channel, Nate Flies, where I try to become more proficient at flight simulation, flying according to real-world procedures as best I can, and learning how to fly complex aircraft. And we also listen to a lot of King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. But today I'm an XP12 in the Flight Factor 757. I want to mess around with these Rolls Royce engines again, since I've only really flown them once or twice. And it's a terrible day in Spokane, but we'll listen to Stu. Alrighty, let's get started. So today is just a fun stream while I have a little bit of a day off work, and yeah, I'm in my favorite plane, Boeing 757. Not the best add-on in Flight Simulator, but very enjoyable. So we are cold and dark. I'm going to get it set up. We're flying from Spokane, Washington to Las Vegas for anyone who needs some geographical clarity. Sure, this really helps. No. Here's the big bad United States. We are in very East Washington, which is interesting land out this way. But I wanted to fly over some mountains today, and I've been looking at property out in Idaho and Wyoming, so I want to fly over that. I think we'll get some decent weather. But anyway, Spokane to, as usual, I like flying into Vegas. It's just pretty country all out here. So that's the main, that's where we are geographically today. I can bring up Navigraph charts just to show you kind of what we're up to today. But here we are, this Kilo Golf, Echo Golf is Spokane International, right next to the Air Force Base. But it's a pretty straightforward fly out to this VOR, eventually turn south, and we will make our way down to Las Vegas with this kind of the usual 26 where we left today. Yeah, 26 left. It's pretty much always 26 left in real life too. So the only other thing I'm planning on messing around with today is top left. I've got my little rotary encoder finally mounted, so I'm going to play around with some frequencies today to see how that goes. But otherwise, this is what we're up to today. Nothing too fancy, but we are cold and dark here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get us started, and then we can go from there. So as usual, battery comes on. Here it is. Those are supposed to be on beforehand. I'm almost sure. Okay, let's power up this hog. Turn our bus ties on. Okay, looks like I have some things coming to life here. Let me quickly start getting the IRS aligned. We got that. Farm emergency lights. Is all good. No fuel for now. I'll throw in a light to let people know we're getting ready. Window heats. I don't think it matters in the cargo. You know, we're cargo. Let's go. Well, for now. let's just go auto. We'll let people smoke in a little bit. What's Vegas again? Like 2,300 feet landing? So I believe I've got our over here. No, almost. Let's get KLAS in here. Yep. And we will be doing this ILS Zulu 26 left. Elevation is, it is just 2,000. Okay. 2,100. Play with that a little bit more as we go. Get something in. Okay, lights. Get some of this stuff ready. I do wonder in these passenger ones when it says in-op. Okay, so we have some stuff going. I am going to, I've also got us sort of ready to rock loading. This all looks correct, so let's go load. All right, plane is loading. And yeah, just quickly, we're in our 757. As I always mention, kind of cool balance of old and new. And so, yeah, definitely one of my favorite aircraft. So let's go ahead and set up some stuff while the IRS is coming in. So let's go down here to our flight computer, and I will pull up. Who's that? Pull up some charts and all the other fun stuff. Our route, and we will fill everything in. Okay. So let's go to the FMC. We are in a Boeing 757 converted freighter. What day is it today? All right, good. We are a good database. We have the engines we want. Cool. All right. In it, so we are Kilo Golf Echo Golf. Reference airport. I'll put the GPS in to set the IRS position. Go to the route, like we said, Kilo Golf Echo Golf, and we are going to Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra. And this is, I really like flying into Vegas because I'm a big fan of that live stream. So if you are a plane spotter sort, then I highly recommend. That is a fun watch in the evening. Beautiful, usually. Okay, so there we go. Departures, arrivals. We are departing. There's only this one kind of SID here. So we can do our quick kind of briefing too about all this, but we will be taking runway 21. Yeah, no transition. And so what we'll essentially be doing today is just we'll push back Alpha 1, take off. We got plenty of length here, and once we take off, what we're going to do is there's no kind of major SIB you can see here. 2-1 climb on heading 210, or ATC assigned heading for vectors assigned top altitude 6,000. So one thing I will do is just we'll go up here real quick and get our 6,000 in. The heading that it wanted us is going to be 210. Do here. I went the long way. $210, and what I'm going to do today is, since we've got this, yeah. So we're essentially heading toward this VOR, which is probably if I went auto. But I actually want to just keep the compass rose up, so I'm going to dial in this VOR. 1155 and long way again. Okay. So that today we'll have, once this all comes up, I'm going to want to keep us into... I've been kind of messing around the other day. Let's see. Make sure our EFIS panel is all good. This, for some reason, is always arrow. We are in inches. Let me... Okay. PORs are on. My range is usually messed up. Let's go all the way. Five, 10, 5. Okay, good. Yeah, I've got all my WinWing stuff set up here. So, just want to get that in order. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be up to for the easy part here. So, there's our route. Activate, execute, and let's go dump in the rest of our flight plan here. Go to charts. And here's our flight plan. All right. So after these vectors, we're going to go direct to Delta, November, Juliet, then Bravo, Romeo, Oscar, Papa, Hotel, then to Charlie, Romeo, India, Tango, Oscar, winning, India, November, Echo, November, Page, and then Stu is our W, and then that's going to be our, so I'm going to go ahead and execute that and go to our departures, arrivals, go back to the index, KLAS, we're taking the Chow 4, Stu, and we'll be doing that ILS Zulu, I think I want to do. ILS 26 left. And I just do no transition. We'll just give ourselves vectors at some point. Okay, execute. And now we can look. See, do we have IRS yet? Not yet. So in a second, we'll check our flight plan to make sure it looks good. We can look over the legs page really quick. There's probably going to be a discontinuity here. Go ahead and click that up. Cute. A2, Preno, Shand. Okay, so that's the discontinuity we know about. We're cool with. And at some point we will have the IRS ready. Let's see. 2 minutes. All right, with that said, we're probably loaded. I'm going to go ahead and get some other stuff going. So let's go ahead and get the APU on. Yeah, nasty day in Spokane. As usual, let's get a little APU backwash. All right, deep breaths, deep breaths. Okay. So there we can see APU is firing. Go ahead and get the APU on. These utility bus generators or utility buses on. Are we full load? The plane is loaded. All right, cool. So we're getting close here. I am going to, okay, double check our fuel. All right, go ahead and, whoops. Get the APU going. Great. All right, we are being powered. Turn red on, ground power off. Go ahead and just say we can turn all our hydraulics on now. Extinguish. That will stay on. This. Extinguish. Alright. Yaw dampers can come on. Go ahead and get our fuel pumps. Do we have any center fuel? Not really. And we have the guy. Yeah, no guy at all today. Thank God. Alright. Looking good up there. Let's set up our performance. So, init ref, we'll just take the values from the plane here. Our reserves were something along the lines of 7.7. Our cruise altitude, I believe, is 350. Cost index, ooh, a low 40. Gas is expensive today. No shit. Winds. Alright, so coming out of the, we'll have a little bit of crosswind, I guess. 49. But not too bad there. Okay, let's go take off. So we've got to use the SimBrief values for this today. So what does it want? So as usual, flaps 5. Okay, good. It does know we're wet runway. So we'll go 39 degrees. Our center CG is good. And V1, let's go at these speeds. 150. That's when we have to decide to brake or take off, which happens to coincide with the exact time we will be pulling back the yoke. And V2, 151. This feels kind of weird. Oh shit. Alright, I realized I had the, not that it matters, I didn't want to have to do that. I like doing that manually, but anyway, in the 757 it punches in all the speeds here for you. Get the QNH and all that in a second. So, okay, that looks, that's complete. Let's get legs over here. You can be, again, the one thing I hate about that one is just, it's so hard to get to the, so let's give you, about 80. This should also be pro. Alright, cool. Alright, we're almost ready. So let's go operations, airplane. I'm going to close all the doors. Ground, I'm going to take, I think I can take everything away. We are on APU. So, bye-bye stairs, bye-bye loader, bye-bye fuel truck, other loader. Just make sure I definitely turn it off. Okay, here. Because if you just pull the GPU from the EFB, everything goes bye-bye. And chocks. All parking brake. Alright, sweet. So, I'm gonna get better pushback going. I think I'm gonna use it through here. Where we got? Start push.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
We'll do like a little U-turn or something here. Let's have him push us way out here.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Wonderful. Alright, let me get some lights on. Panel. It's all looking reasonably okay. All right. Start turning on some of our Rolls Royce things. Okay, recall. Everything expected here. Yeah.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Okay, the only thing I wanted to do, so I can start getting it in my head here, is let's dial some here, test this new thing out. So right now, let's say we needed delivery, so 127 550. So I'm a little unhappy with this rotary knob. It's possibly a little too insensitive. 550. Let's go there, and then
Welcome aboard, Captain.
ground
Toes
would be
connected, bypass pens
121.
inserted. Go and kill the
9.
parking brake when you're ready to go.
Okay. So if we were getting clearance for this, it would be something like cleared to destination, expect runway 21 via the Spokane 8 departure. We'll fly runway heading to 6,000. We can say we have a squawk 1,000. We should get QNH too, so you can see weather is not our friend today, but it's mostly going to be gusting in our face, so we'll see how that goes. So okay, 2975 low. Okay, and does this button, the one that gets everybody, get this too? All right, so it gets this. Okay, 2975. Cool. All right, here I am going to go to the VOR rows because I'm going to be flying toward it. Cool. And we set our V speed, so let's go flight director on. So this is one thing. So we have the takeoff. I'm not going to select any modes actually because I want to test something out here about whether or not this thing seems like it kicks into the right modes when I'm taking off. So okay, so cool. Let's go ahead and do a quick checklist. So pre-flight oxygen is tested. We tested flights and parking brake, fuel control switches. Well, rear pins removed. Okay, next. Before start, so fuel is checked, windows are locked, MCP is set. Takeoff thrusts is set. Speed set. Studio free flight is complete. We did our taxi takeoff briefing. All good. Okay. So the next will just be before taxi. So let's go ahead and start pushing back.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, we will light them up, buddy boy. Okay, it likes us starting over here. So let's go backs off. Right engine. N3 we're watching. So this is a 3-stager. About 25%. Go to run. Look at that baby go. Okay. Good one. Into rise, a little bit of E, about 15 they say for this side. Alright, there's EGT rise, N1 starting. Hear those throaty engines back there.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Alright. Brake is set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Wonder if this is a non-movement area. No. Alright, well, we would have called ground for that. Such a beaut. Alright, so like I said, I'm doing no LNAV, no VNAV. I'm expecting, as I take off, for it to go into whole, or into heading select by itself.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
And then I just want to see something I'm not 100% sure about, which is just which vertical mode it seems like it jumps into. You don't do anything. All right, after takeoff stuff, let's go ahead and get the generators on. Turn our packs back on for some air conditioning. And we can get rid of the APU. U off. Turn off lights. Let's go ahead and set our trim for trim set to 4, flaps 5. Good. Okay, parking brake, RTU, parking brake. I always call it the parking brake. Emergency brake, RTO. Alright, do a checklist. Anti-ice, we should be okay for the meantime. Well, I mean, we're close. We'll probably need anti-ice pretty quickly. So, let's we'll see what happens. Okay, isolation valve is off, recall is checked. Yep, parking brake. RTO, ground equipment is clear. Turn off lights on. Alright, we're taxiing. So, like I said, we're just gonna go, we'll just loop around here. I mean, this is very straightforward. Alpha. There we go. I will go ahead, let's see, so we want weather. Again, this thing is so, touchy. So weather. Co-pilot terrain. But yeah, it's just the tilt situation. I still have not, like, I should tilt up, but I have some weird feeling it's going to still just show returns. Yeah, see, I don't know if that's helpful at all. All right, anyway, enough screwing around. Go ahead and turn transponder on. All right, let's go. Okay, FedEx, little taxi, take left turn Alpha, hold short, runway 21 at Alpha 1, FedEx 4622. So it is wet here today. All right, let's bring this big bastard around. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. No respect. There, boom. We'll just enjoy some relaxing sight and sounds of flight today. Okay, auto throttle can come on. Got all my radar. Let's do a checklist. Alright, we know what we're doing. Backs are on. Flaps are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Flight controls. You should really check. Don't do this at home, kids. Yeah, everything's working. Cabin is secured, and we will turn our... So did that just automatically turn them off? No, what clicked? Really wish I knew. Oops, shit. Whenever you do that item, you get a click. But it's not the turn off lights. It's not these. Okay, let's tower 118.3. All right. So 118. The other way, but is it going to roll me over? This is the other thing. Okay, no, it didn't. But yeah, this new rotary encoder, it's a dual rotary encoder. Not in love with it just yet. Tower FedEx 4622. Line up and wait. And what's departure going west 123750. 123750. Okay. Alright, so again, the stuff we're watching today, I'm gonna do sort of just like the bug up. Let's look. Man, we got a lot of headwind. A little funky here. Get it back. Okay, I think I am ready to rock here. So let's just, I think I'm gonna end up flying just sort of out to the this VOR and just kind of hang out before I make the left. Alright, we're ready. We're watching to see what modes get activated in this way. Alright, take off. Yeah, oh, the other thing I need to look up is how much I'm supposed to spool up the Rolls Royce before we go. Usually in the 40s. Alright. Thrust. EPR. Alright, airspeed is alive. 80 knots, thrust hold. Training. Okay, V1 rotate. Gentle. Okay, let's go. Flaps up. Flaps up. Gear up, please. Let's bug up. Acceleration. Pitch down a minute here. Go flaps 1. Alright, so we still just have thrust. Thought it would go into heading by itself. Okay. Flaps up. Keep climbing. And alright, speed, alt capture. Oh. Oh. Our poor packages. Our poor packages. Alright, so what do we want to see? So it did do all the stuff I wanted. Let's go. Autopilot. So it goes into heading hold. Okay. And if I want heading select. So here's this VOR. I'm going to turn. And so heading hold, I think I'd actually want to go heading select. Speed up to 250. Oops. Let's try this other thing. Are you going to work? Or do I have to go direct in this? It has the direct. Direct to TNJ. Okay. Execute LNAV. GNAV? Okay, are you following course? Looks like it. LNAV, alt hold. Look up our heading. Okay, so maybe it likes just getting the direct that way. Alright, let's keep climbing. Here we are, heading down to Oh, sorry we don't see it. But in any case, let's keep climbing. We can go all the way up. Let's go to like 16,000 for now. Okay, EPR, VNAV speed. Clean up a little. I don't know why that's on. It's wet, it's cold. Anti-ice coming on. Whoops. My bad. I pressed the wrong button. Alright, legs. Oh yeah, beautiful views out of Spokane today. Alright, breaking through a little bit. Then there's another layer. See what happens. After takeoff, packs are all good. Altimeters will be set in soon. Alright, we're flying. Oh, and yeah, I guess I missed the other the stuff. So I would switch over to departure and say, well, then, yeah, a little late in the game here, but departure FedEx 4622, climbing 12,000, or climbing 16,000 and passing 12,000. All right, blue skies. How about that? It's the coolest looking aircraft. It might not be the best add-on, but it is the coolest looking. I was gonna say, I'm looking forward to the Bluebird one. That's gonna be the, you know, the most high fidelity, yada yada. However, at the same time, I'm just so down on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright, coming to speed alt capture. Again, this is some stuff I'm just kind of setting up. So let's go back to map mode here. Go ahead and set that to auto. That one's auto. Alright, let's go up to final cruise 350. Come on. Okay, 350. And VNAV, go. EPR, VNAV speed. Aggressive. Oh, must have. Again, this is all. Pretty sure it's ground returns. Alright, passing standard. Like that. That's it over there, and then 29. Oop. Okay, standard is set. Alright, let's look out the window a little more. Alright, well, it's nice up here. We can get engine anti-ice off. Oh, I'm curious about something. Did this not actually... Alright, so I got the cooldown. Just that. Alright, sweet. Look at some stuff. Pressure, temperature, quantities. Everything looking correct. Usually do that. Alright, we're flying. We are flying. So, speaking of flying, this, I had the opportunity to buy something that would have been so ridiculous for flight sim, but I think it would have been, you know, this is one of those things. It would have been awesome, but also it's so overkill. But so where I live, the local university, which is a huge university research institution, they get all kinds of, at the end of the semester, they get rid of a lot of stuff. And a lot of that stuff ends up at their surplus place. So I went there to go look for a chair because I wanted a different flight sim chair for this new rig setup that I have. And I was just going to buy, like, whatever, the cheapest office chair that they had, essentially. Not the cheapest, but, you know, just some normal. So I go in there and I see that there's this fully electronic adjustable from the optometry school that that's a very good optometry school, but they're selling an old optometry chair, and it's got oh man, it looks just like this, and it's got you know, remote control, so you can, like, telescope, you can move yourself up, back, this whole back comes down, there's a leg rest that comes up. It ended up, so it was basically part of this failed auction, and so they had, like, this last minute, like, final thing going on, and at the time it was $20 for this, like, insane chair that would have been the coolest flight sim chair you could get. It ended up, by the end of the auction, I kept looking at it, so my wife would never in a million years let me take that thing home, but it would have been awesome. I'll regret it the rest of my life. No. I actually don't even know if it could fit in my house without putting, like, a jack under my floor in the basement. It is 330 pounds. But it was, oh man, it was super cool. And so I was telling the guys at the surplus place, I was like, man, I think I'm gonna go for this thing. So they were laughing and telling them that it could be for a cool sim setup. It ended up going for $200, I think. So good on that person. But I don't know what they're going to use it for, but it would have been cool. Instead, I just ended up buying a office chair that has a nice flat back, because my other one was, like, rounded, So in the flight sim setup, to get my true lazy lean, you know, I like to ride dirty in this aircraft. We got civilization here. Lewiston. Okay, there's Walla Walla. Mount Misery. Okay, sweet. We'll be off to our right somewhere. Might not see it for the cloud cover. I'll lower outside a little bit, and inside for that matter. Okay, we are still climbing. Top of climb should be coming up sooner than later, I would think. Is it not indicating? Or is it just right here? Or I did the usual one to thumb 350. 350. Alright, now we're cool. And like I said, given how this weather radar has been working, I'm not convinced that that's actually showing us anything besides ground returns. Yeah, I like these FedEx, I think, a little more than the Pratt Whitney in the couple of flights that I've done. But anyway, yeah, would have had a really interesting sim setup, but alas, all for naught. Alright, if we look out of our right side. Mount Misery somewhere under there. So I believe our current flight path takes us. Let's list out Navigraph again real quick here. Okay, I didn't realize this first waypoint was so far. Okay, so we're gonna kind of be heading over. We can see what kind of weather we're in for, which I think it all pushed by. Okay, yeah, cool. So we're getting out of this shitty weather now. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go kind of nearish Boise. Snake through a bunch of restricted areas. Bird. Okay, we are getting there. Everything else looking good. We can just enjoy the friendly skies here. I did have fun the other day in that, what is it, the Thronda Brit Norman Islander? That thing was pretty fun to fly around. Doing a little VOR navigation was fun. You know, I can basically do that. I mean, this aircraft is set up to be, you know, doing that kind of thing. Especially if I had the older instrumentation. But it's kind of fun doing the VOR to VOR flying and using your, you know, your, well, that's the localizer, like using your HSIs and such. What is NJ? Is it even? Yeah. I don't know what the actual VOR is for that. What are we looking for? Alright, it's still pointing there. Yeah, going away from it. Does it always look on to me? Alright, sweet. Charts, not charts. Checklist. Our next one is just our descent. Top of descent is not for a while. So we've got time. Just look out ahead. I never started the clock. I never do. All right. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it's VFR flying, but I was enjoying using the very simple autopilot that it has. Makes kind of joyriding pretty fun and simple. But I think that's also its downfall. I mean, it was like perfect, too perfect, I think. Of yeah, see, that's just ground. I think the autopilot was too perfect. It's like once you pin it in, you don't deviate from speed or alt. Well, I mean, speed you do deviate because you're controlling it. But I mean, you're just pinned at that altitude. It will like never change. Totally pinned. So I don't know. But I'm not really complaining because that's just for fun anyway. Doing the KGLW streams. Well, speaking of, since we're on our way to Vegas, I think in the background. Excuse me. Oh, that's not what I want. We could listen to some of what was a really, really good show from Washington. They did their, where are we? Yeah, they did this whole concert at the Gorge. be something. Well, you know, I always like a good magma, so how about that? Alright, let's enjoy a little GIZZ in the background. Oh, weird. I had some sort of weird artifact. Was it you? Navigraph stuff? Always interesting to see what kind of stuff messes with your performance. Let's see, what's this? I think just the haze. Okay. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I have to work the rest of the week. That's unfortunate. So let's enjoy ourselves today with the rest of the week ruined. Although one thing I want to do for the next fun flight is, I don't know if it'll be a GIZZ flight, but I'll fly some sort of VFR thing around Port Huron, Michigan, because I am publishing a sort of like cheapo pamphlet version of the Port Huron statement, along with some other sort of radical text in history. And but I want to mess around with copy editing some parts of the Port Huron statement, since it's already the compromised second edition. I figure I can make a compromised third edition. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it is coming across the, I don't have frame gen on or anything. I'm getting, the haze is giving me some weird artifacts. That's fine. This thing always seems to be just pumping. So yeah, actually, no joke, IRL. I have been looking out in various canyon lands, because I kind of want to buy, like, I mean, essentially it's just like a campground in the middle of nowhere. But it would probably be northern Arizona is where there's kind of cheaper stuff. North of Flagstaff, like Four Corners region. It should be near water, really. But yeah, I was just thinking somewhere you can, like, to fly into something like, I don't know, Flagstaff or Grand Junction or something. Where's Grand Junction? There it is. have some sort of little off-the-grid camping spot to slowly build a little camp place for the desert. As all the watchers of the stream know, I'm a big fan of the desert. But land is, you know, the kind of land that I'm looking for is fairly cheap out here. We are in a cool little valley. Some green. I'm not sure if these actually have the winglets, now that I think about it. The FedEx Rolls Royce ones. I'll have to look it up. It might just depend. But yeah, one of my local-ish airports that's tons of FedEx. It's pretty cool because I can go and see 757s. You don't get to see too often. Or drive down to Louisville, and then you see a lot of them. UPS ones. Alright, how about progress over here? Ah, okay. So that's where I can get the auto DMEs. Good to know. And I will say, ever since the latest X-Plane, not X-Plane, but the map enhancement update, I only kind of messed with one little option there, but I feel like it just has looked better all around. The ground textures. I mean, we're over the middle of nowhere right now, so you know, we're not gonna get anything crazy here, but and we're 35,000 feet. But I've been noticing around airports, everything looks a bit nicer. What I need to do is import my other... Oops. What views do I have here? Wing. Back wing. Above. Or wing. Maybe you're supposed to be my quasi. Everything feels up. Look at that big vacuum cleaner. Rolls Royce. beam. Of course. Yeah, so the one thing that I was messing with before is that once you get all your information in to the FMC and turn the flight directors on, you get takeoff here. And I thought you're supposed to, so someone clarified this for me, I still thought you were supposed to pre-select, even if you're not doing an LNAV VNAV departure, that you would still have heading select armed, but that's, I guess, not quite how Boeing works. So it's like the kind of thing where if you're not using LNAV VNAV, then what do you do? But I saw speed mode went in, and then I'll have to watch back the video, but I'm pretty sure it went automatically into heading hold when I went autopilot, and then it did altitude hold, even though I came in hot as hell to that altitude, and all our packages are on the roof. We are the Lord of Lightning. Yeah, so my radial knob, that took 4 little clicks of the top knob to get 1 unit over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So, you know, it makes it almost too difficult. Like, I'm turning and not getting anything. That defeats the purpose. So, I might be sending this thing back. And, I'll just wait for the wind wing thing to come out, even though I don't want that whole... The one thing nice about this is basically just I had some guy do a, just because I can't weld the... I bought some dual rotary encoders, but they're freaking tiny, man. And how old am I? I'm like 25 years removed from the last time I soldered with any skill. So that would have just been a failed venture of what's happening? 0.64. Did I mess up? Did I click something? Oh, did I wonder if I clicked that. Alright, kick back in, engines. There might have been an accidental mouse click there. I had gone to like the total econ at some point. Huh. Okay, so be it. Progress, you can have legs still. Alright, well, I'm glad we got some clear skies. To look at beautiful, where are we, Idaho? For a little bit longer. We got Twin Falls. But supposedly the cheapest land, if you're looking for sort of remote land, is, well, no shit, sort of north, west Texas, all throughout here. And I was actually surprised that northern Arizona still made the map. I would think that this would have been, you know, the Navajo country is so nice, Four Corners. I would imagine this was all sort of too popular now, especially Moab there and stuff. And then where else was it? Texas, northern Arizona, and was somewhere in Montana maybe? I don't know, I'll have to look at what the AI told me. But yeah. You know, I'm looking for like I just want some chunk of canyon land. Yeah. Then every year, go out there, rent a truck, and get some building supplies, and just slowly start building up a little, you know, start with a deck. And the toilet. Eco. Let's check real life real quick. Okay. Real life looks to be held at bay for the moment. The only other thing in flight sim is I had been, it would take a lot to talk me into it, but I at least was trying to research the MOSA force feedback yoke a little bit. And it's just, you know, the internet sucks for a lot of things, and when it's like, you know, is it so many of the reviews, it's just, they're either the same, arguably because they're all being paid by MOSA, So they kind of all just mention the same round of things about it without ever mentioning the actual experience of the force feedback. But I figure FS Expo is in what, a weekend or something? So I'm curious to just kind of see what goes down at FS weekend. Maybe there's some interesting stuff, or FS Expo, which I would go, but I mean, it's like, it's just too much of a pain in the ass. You know, yeah, I know I fly to the Netherlands to go to FlightSim weekend, but that's going on a European, as part of a larger European vacation, not just going to Minneapolis, which, you know, St. Paul, Minneapolis area is, there's stuff to be done there, but at the same time, it's a long drive, it's an expensive flight right now. And I do like going to these flight sim convention things. I find them a lot of fun, even though they're, you know, a little lame, but I mean, so be it. But yeah, all the Moses stuff it's like too much to dig through. Wasn't just some Polygon on the land stuff. This is from that Washington show. Gorge. Which was a really cool venue. That's a cool concert if anyone wants to check that one out. Just kind of performance-wise, I think it hates Chrome. What else do I got open here? Playing movie flight. This. Yeah, I think Chrome it does not like. Really what I need to do is next time I go to Arizona, try and find the guy whose land we stayed on when I went out there after college, who is Navajo. So not like I'd be purchasing his land or anything, but it was such a good spot. The whole vibe. I have a sort of intuitive knowledge of where it is in northern Arizona. I think I still have the old map that he drew us in a drawer somewhere. Yeah, that's the title. VOR in case. One 6.20. I'm sure. I wonder why it goes to that one when you do auto. Listen to a little GIZZ. I'll be right back.
I see all that is and has ever been. I am not a man. I am everything.
Okay, be right back.
Purity, deific reign. All ain't unto me. Prehistoric God. Theophany. I shall not be moved. Going to try. I will drink their blood. I'll be watching them. I am everywhere, floating on the wind, hiding in the dark. Few omniscient traitors will quake at the thought of me, hanging on a hook, put them on display. Pick them over
I'm back. Alright, you'll still enjoy some King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard in the background. So we got Hole in the Mountain Peak ahead. Where's that? Off to our 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. guessing there. Closer. No, it must be because that's this highway to the right. So yeah, this is hole in the mountain. Lots of low cloud cover. Cross the walk with death. Not going back. Alright. A little bit of GIZZ. I'm gonna close that because I want to see some performance stuff without Chrome running. Usually I download the stuff and just play it on media player. But, oops. Alright, what do we got going on at KLAS? So we're on the Chow. We will take the ILS Zulu 26 left. And the airport looks like this. Alright, so Stu is there's that transition. Bridgel. Okay, good. 240 above and chat would want to be below. Yep, 250. Yeah, alright. And then it's this transition here. 8,210. The huge. We can do some things though. How about program in ILS? I will want I'll be doing this once we get there, but VOR wise want 116.9 over here. Of course, that can just be whatever. And then over here, give me Boulder City ones. Which is it? 26.7. That's 8 radial. Oh. Oops. Oh. Okay, decision is 2269. The one thing it's easier to approach, first of all. Yep. Oh, I'll do that in a second. There we go. 2269. Okay, barrow is set. 9, alright. Airport elevation, touchdown is 29. That looks good. We got plenty of braking. Now I'm gonna do that. We'll do flaps 30. Getting into more desert, less green. Weird. There it goes. Fog of war. We are getting there. Oh, did it do my reference by itself? Yeah. Okay. Where is that setting? I mean, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's nice to have. I think it's avionics. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there's some setting where you can set the V speeds yourself, but that's alright. Alright. So Vegas, what's our weather situation? Alright. 167. And it's clear. 2985. get close to that. Otherwise, looking good. So yeah, they're always landing. I think it's all I ever see. Take off 26 right, land 26 left, and they let the smaller stuff usually land 19 right. Seems like is their typical operations. Yeah, and since I'm not too concerned about weather, Copilot, you can have weather now. I'll take terrain on my side. Oop, I mean weather. Weather and turbulence, and then give me rain. I've been kind of trying to police my system for what I perceive as hiccups. Because I don't know if it was just this aircraft or something on my system. It was kind of, after a certain amount of time in the sim, it would crap out on me. Alright, we're in desert now. Oh, I was going to do something. What I should do, I was thinking, is I need a little text overlay for like, control yourself aircraft. For when I am supposed to go around, but land anyway. I need a little for demonstration purposes only, so it can be, you know, why not to do what I'm doing. Well, when I have to land, because that's my sim time is up, and when I gotta go, I gotta go. Alright, top of descent is in its way. Actually, this I just want. Well, I can keep it here for now. But when we get closer, I'll go over to that ILS. I do like using. It's just I find it much easier. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal today, but heading versus track up, that does make a difference for me. We will be ready for descent when the time comes. Mars out here. Alright, things will start happening very quickly, too. My legs real quick. And so we'll just do, because Preno you do need to be at 8,000, Shand is 48, but Breland 3,800 feet. But that's what we'll dial in. And we will see how this bad boy does. It is big, big country out here. I actually think the Spokane, I think they fly. I mean, I know they do fly the Spokane, Las Vegas route, FedEx. These old analog, I mean, these aren't that old per se, but I freaking love these little. It's the small things in life, people. Like not working and flying in the simulator. Although I did have designs to kind of work. Originally I was going to fly around Port Huron, but it's too hard to get like a good I don't feel like I wanted autopilot. I don't know, I'd have to end up doing like Toronto. There's a very small airport for Lake Huron, but I figured funnier, I don't know, funnier, whatever. Sudbury. Is maybe doing some kind of VFR thing around Lake Huron while I'm working on that. But, you know, I'd rather mix baseball and flight sim, not work and flight sim at the same time. It you know, taints the whole enterprise. But I will say, as much as I like kind of messing around in the VFR stuff, which is a lot of fun, and I'm going to do it a lot more with or without GIZZ stream. But yeah, I don't know, just the airliners are more fun. I mean, I got into the hobby because these big boys. I still never flown on the 757, which I'm gonna have to try and get in at some point. I know a family member who did recently get on a Delta 757 on one of their, I think it was from somewhere, Chicago, Atlanta, something like that. Or Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, something like that. I was very jealous. They sent me a picture. They're like, "Isn't this the plane you like?" I was like, "Yep." But baseball is tonight. I'll watch the Rays, of course, and I'm probably gonna watch the Giants just because it's unless actually I have to see. I don't know if that was the last game of the series or not. It's just so nice watching a game at that stadium. What is it? Oracle? I can't remember the names of what they name everything these days. But man, in San Francisco, what a fun experience going to baseball games there. It is just the most beautiful evening. Alright, top of descent is coming. So, let's get in the game here. No more looking at Lake Huron. Really don't need to look at this map much. But anyway, here we are, coming into Vegas. Big loop around. Gotta watch out for this mountain here. We're probably on here somewhere. We zoomed out enough, yeah. Alright, so 26 left, Wolf track 220, Tatao. 910, track 220, Carlos. Green out 8,000, 210. that's what we're doing. This. First this. First this. So below 240, below 16,000. So why don't we say... I'm always curious about in real life what they do if you would actually just say, alright, screw it, I'm going all the way down to your lowest altitude, at least on the star, 8,210. Or do you actually kind of step it down as you go? Not that you actually step literally, like step descent or whatever, but just out of curiosity. 'Cause it seems like as a pilot, if you were to go, you know, so we're reaching top of descent, we know we want to get down to 8,000. Unless we got, I mean, it doesn't matter for us here, I guess. You're getting instructions. Alright, 8,000 is set. And I'm at 40 miles, still top of descent. Check the weather again. 985, still the same weather. We will have I guess we're gonna have a little bit of sort of tailish, mostly crosswind, I guess, tailwind. But they land there all the time with tailwind. But that reminds me, I should turn something on. I should mess around in the 757-300, which is even longer than this bad boy. Fly some Iceland Air, best livery. I am partial to these FedEx ones. Cargo aircraft look cooler. Alright, things are going to start happening. I have that one VOR in case we go around. I could, if it's a terrible looking landing. We could go around. 6,000. Alright, here comes top of descent. And now we'll let it do its thing. Alright. We are descending. Path. Wonder if that should have boxed something. The last thing I have to do for my sim setup, well, two things. Since I put together this Frankenstein chair that's turning out nice, I'm using it. I've used it a couple times now only. But the seat, I took the back from the cheapo chair I bought. Well, the other way around. I took the seat from my nicer but insufficient chair and put it on that's more comfortable as the seat. But I need to anchor that down finally to figure out what's comfortable, and then once I do that I can get my rudders totally mounted to the ground, and then we're all good with the setup for a while. I don't think I'd have to change anything for a bit. And I'm staying off I'm not going to do the force feedback yoke, even though it would be cool. Later, some other time. Once reviews are better. Again, what I didn't like about the reviews, they just fixate on such trivial things, I feel like, in the reviews. That it's like, alright, get to the way it feels vis-a-vis aviation and flying, and they'll say like, oh, it transforms everything, blah blah, you know, but no one actually talks about the, you know, relationship between what you're feeling and what you're seeing in the sim and the yoke, and no one's even like really shows demonstrations. Like they'll show like, okay, they'll show the force feedback like moving when autopilot is on, and it's like, oh wow, this is so cool and immersive, and it's like, well, actually I'd probably turn that off because I don't want my yoke like going nuts right now while I'm in autopilot. But so they show some stuff, but it's just like, dude, show, you know, it's the argument you always have with any like gaming space related content. They never show the actual gameplay, quote unquote. It's always like cut screens, and that's what the Moser reviews are all like. Like, I want to see someone flying the Cessna out of trim, and then just demonstrating putting it into trim, and then describing how the Moza feels. And you don't get that. That's because I have high standards. Shout out Black Box 711. Best flight sim stream. Most educational, most enjoyable as well. Great community of folks. And I mean, just watching his video on the C-Star U stuff gives you a better sense of how the force feedback should look and feel, even though he's not explicitly talking about, you know, conventional aircraft. But it's like, that's the kind of videos I feel like, or reviews that someone needs to make. And I'm yet to find. If someone knows one like that, let me know. But all the other ones is just kind of like very, you know, commercial. Some streamer who is sponsored by Moza, which, hey, Moza, you know, send me a yoke. I'm in. I make no qualms. I'll exploit the system as much as the next guy. Nevertheless, yeah, the reviews have been unhelpful. Alright, we are descending. We have to be... Okay, below 230, I'm pretty sure we're there, so... Yeah, we got 16 nautical miles, just need to lose 1,000. We're fine to be under. Check the weather again. Alright, 2985. Good there. Oh, I guess, did I not do my actual descent checklist? Alright, pressurization is set. Landing. Form. Recall, we've checked a bunch of times. Auto brake is set. Landing data is in. And approach wise, I do know what we're doing. We're flying in. As we get to 8,000 at Preno, since that is the transition, I am going to probably just put this Shand, say, or Relin, say we got direct Relin at 3,800 or something. And then as far as the actual taxi roll, you know, we'll try and get off as soon as we can, because we got a taxi all the way down to the cargo. And we will check, there's a couple things. I haven't been back here since the last update of what's it called? Map enhancement, where all the runways were screwed up, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out on that as well. Because last time the runway was like a couple 100 feet elevated above everything else, and so everything was off. Alright, so this restriction we're doing all gravy on. So we have 20 miles to lead off. 4,000. 4812. Got plenty of room. Alright, on our way to Chow. Mountains. Let's go over to our co-pilot real quick. Oh, wait. Let's call the weather over for traffic, rain. Got clear skies. Yeah, it's just that one ridge when you're coming into Vegas you want to go for. This bit. I don't know if we can actually see anything rendering yet. I don't think so. Alright, passing 18,000. Let's go standard. 2985. Let's hit 2985. Here we go. 3 times. I feel like I'm cutting this bush. Alright, nice. Okay, we will be below. No tickets. 250. And I'll be enough speed. Wanted 250 at Chow, so I just figured let's go. Selected. And then we'll continue our descent. Alright, which one of these? Just in case the thing starts yelling at me. There's the terrain override. Okay, do a checklist. Approach altimeters are set. We got our nav aids. I got my VORs. Alright, approach complete. And we just have our landing check next. Alright, so next speed we care about 210 once we get to Preno. Mandatory 8,000. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. A little too far away for the city to spawn in. Okie dokie. I do want to go to the ILS here, which I still don't feel like. I mean, I guess I'm 40 miles away from the VOR at Vegas, so I shouldn't worry too much. Let me turn this other VOR on too. That's the Boulder. All right, buckle up. All right, VNav looking good. That was the one thing I was kind of messing around with this the other day, just to see how wonky VNav gets. All right, let's hope the airport is not jacked up. Oops. Alright, there's the airport. Does it look like we have... I don't know if we could even see it from here. Okay, this is the other thing I noticed in this aircraft. It pins you right, no matter what, when you're far away. Very weird. Like I'm not on the localizer. I shouldn't be. Or not on the localizer, on the glide slope, but it kind of pins you on it. Alright, getting to 8,000. Alright, I'm gonna go reel in 259. Execute. Heading select. Capture, and then we'll just grab the localizer. See that? This. That's weird. Oh yeah, we need to be two bricks. Alright, speed brakes come in. Arm the localizer. Setting select speed. I can go flaps now. Go ahead and arm approach. Okay, lock. Glide slope captured. Cool. Alright, arm the speed brake. Let's look, try and get stuff to load in. Alright, is the airport flat or bumpy? It looks maybe flat. So we shall see. Okay, flaps 5. I want it to be more flaps out because then it's going to be hard to slow down. Let's dump gear. Let it help us. Okay, keep slowing down while we're trending down. I hope that flaps 20 thingy. Alright, go flaps 4. Slow down. DEBRIEF. Some wind. So what did we say? 134, I think. God, I can't do that. 132. So 137 will be our target. I'm gonna go ahead and kick the auto throttle out actually. Okay, I think the speed brake was armed, so checklist. Cabin is secured. Okay, landing checklist. Alright, so N1 is around 60 something. A little too much. Let's call it 60. Eek. Way too much. Alright, is the airport flat? Can we trust things? I think so. Looks better than it did before. Okay, I think we're okay. Just trying to get a pitch power setting that seems like it works. I struggle to find it on this aircraft. About 50 and still look at that drop. No, it's trending. Okay, let's hand fly. I do feel that little bit of wind. Easy. Thought it would get me a little more. Take out some thrust, nose down. Let's not go past. Power.
1,000.
Getting way blown off course. Is this wind really doing that much? Huh. Just aim. Visual. Man, that wind is like really getting me. Okay. 2 white, 2 red.
500.
Alright, scenery looks better. Alright, here we go. Everything's looking very nice here.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, reversers. Man, you need so much rudder input. Okay, manual brakes. Speed brakes can come up, flaps can come up. We'll get off here. Auto brakes off. Alright, got a little bit shitty at the end. Let's take Alpha 5. I mean, it's a kind of stable. Okay, on. Check. Check. Off. I mean, that was a hard touchdown. So we will take Bravo. Yeah. All right, not bad, not good. Flight director's off, auto throttle, come off. That's good, that's good, that's good. Our poor packages. Right, strobe can come off. Hello, Las Vegas. Okay, and the airport seems intact. Nice. We'll know more soon. It wasn't here, it was... Alright, the cargo area does look like it is not a hole in the ground today. Eating. So I was kind of surprised that the wind was. Oh, well, yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Alright, so we want Romeo. Yeah, the wind kind of had more of an effect. I mean, I guess that's just something I should know by now in X-Plane. But yeah, it was giving me a good little shove. But yeah, then I dropped like a rock at the end. Alright. Okay, cool. It's not... It's back to normal. Excellent. Yeah, there was a giant hole in the runway here the other day. Alright, where to park? Me. Princess parking right here. Sounds good to me. Excuse me. I don't have DGS called. Auto DGS on it. Alright, parking brake set. AP gen on. Other stuff on. We can go ahead and engine shutdown. Okay, expected things happening. Fuel pumps can come off. Generators are off. Those can come off. Keep the position light on. All our lights are off. They always look on. Hydraulics come. I guess you turn all this stuff off. Okay. We made it. Stairs, chocks, CPU, fuel, no, fuel. Loader. Airplane. Open all. Alright. Unloading the plane. Please wait. Alright, let's go external power on. And we can go ahead and kill the APU. Alright. All right, replay time. Replay. All right, here we are, way off course. Me trying to get us back. Yeah, that wind was having a pretty significant effect. You're landing in the taxiway. Yeah, I was having trouble getting big fella to probably go around. IRL, I don't know how, I mean, that's pretty bad, I guess, if you're a real life pilot. But yeah, I just wasn't getting the, crab angle just right. Alright, now what did we do? Felt bouncy. Came down hard. Yeah, alright. Big old bounce. And yeah, whatever it is, man, it just... The rudder and the... Whenever the rudder and the nose gear finally do their thing, it gets a bit wonky. And I think the other thing too is that in real life it might even you out just because of how aerodynamics work, but that is all over the place. I cannot hold a center line to save my life. But here now, it looks good at this point. Look at that. Landing. Getting off. Mostly where I planned. Okay, so yeah, bouncer. Oh. Well, maybe the back one stayed down a little bit. But we're down safe. Everyone is going to get their packages. All as well. Oh, where did all my stuff go? Oh, yeah, it's gonna... Alright, well, everything disappeared because we went into replay mode. But as usual, that was fun. Here's our FedEx. I have to work the rest of the week, so I won't be seeing flight sim for a little while. Nevertheless, until next time, I'm not sure what we'll do next time, but it'll be fun, and no doubt, as usual, enjoy some King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. Thank you again.
Sometimes I just feel like just a scumbag to everyone.
You're not a scumbag, Amby. You just like chicken.
Do my own thing.
You're not a scumbag, man.
I do like eating the scraps.
You like chicken.
I do like chicken.
All right, thanks again
This one's about them chickens in the sky.
for the relaxing flight. See you later.
I'd rather be amongst the clouds, elevated, elevated in the sky. Don't get too much up on the ground, elevated, that's in the sky. Liquid, earthling cruise. My neck is bobbing like a bottle head from high-rise city view apartment. Rainbow, oil bottle, greasy sheen. Never been wild, never been that tame. Turn no compass, place the way. I'd rather be amongst the clouds, elevated, elevated in the sky. Don't get too much up on the ground, elevated, that's in the sky. I'm so goddamn filthy. He's filthy, yeah. And I've had a racist man trying to kill me. Kill me. Take my little hood out, set me free. I can join the other feather rats at the ball. There's a garbage man with a scar in his heart. The money reasons got me thinking that went out so far apart, not so far. Bill rats in the sky, not so far apart. Skyborn rats don't lie. I'm making a detour about a mother meet a little out, you take a load off. The garbage man says where it's invited to. Oh, look out for that cat named Bruno.
Bread crusts are my banquet, puddles are my wine. A revel in the present, each moment a lifetime.